Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2025-2026 Clinical Preceptor Training for the Antioch University Masters of Science and Athletic Training Program. My name is Dr. Ali Smith, and I want to start by saying how grateful we are for your time, your expertise, and your willingness to mentor our students. This module is designed to provide a quick but meaningful overview of our program and to help you feel prepared for your important role as a preceptor within the program. First and foremost, I would like to say welcome and thank you. Thank you to our preceptors who are the heart of our clinical education. You provide the mentorship, the feedback, the real-world context that transforms classroom learning into clinical competency. Whether this is your first year or your 10th as a preceptor, this training will help us to ensure that every student receives a consistent and supportive, high-quality educational experience. For our overview, this year's training is fully online and self-paced. We've broken it up into 5 short modules for you. You'll be introduced to our program's values, our accreditation requirements, student expectations, and some practical tools like the new Typhon software we'll be using. After completing the modules and quizzes, you'll receive a certificate and access to our Preceptor Toolkit for continued support throughout the year. As we go through this module, I'm obviously not going to read every single word on the slide, but try to synthesize it for you. But please feel free to go back and use this as a reference throughout your time as a preceptor. So here's a quick preview of the modules that you have ahead of you. Module 1, which you're reviewing right now, introduces you to our program's mission and our structure. The next modules will dive into our CATIE standards and how our program tackles those CATIE standards. And then one's about working with our students from our program specifically, your specific responsibilities as a preceptor, and then finally how to use Typhon for tracking and documentation. Throughout your time as a preceptor, you'll be working closely with some of our MSAT faculty, so I wanted to take a second to introduce you to everybody. I'm Dr. Ali Smith. I'm the program director and founding department chair of athletic training here at Antioch. I came from Otterbein. I was a student, both undergrad and my master's are from Otterbein. I went to the University of South Carolina for my PhD. Spent a few years in Louisiana as an assistant professor at the University of Lafayette, and then came back to Otterbein to work as an associate athletic trainer for about 1.5 years before moving over to academics full time. So I hope that you all, I will be able to meet you all and that we can work really closely together. You all as preceptors will work very closely with Dr. Paige Simonello, who is our Director of Clinical Education. She is a core faculty member here at Antioch. She went to the University, Ashland University for undergrad, went to OU for her master's, and then also got a DAT from OU. And then rounding out our faculty currently at the Westerville location for Antioch MSAT is Dr. Kaylin Jasinski, who is our core faculty member. Went to Coe College for her undergrad, the University of North Alabama for her master's, and then completed her DAT at Temple University. So just to give you a little overview of the Antioch MSAT program, I know many of you are very familiar with the previous Otterbein athletic training undergrad and master's program, and so we want to get you all acquainted with Antioch. So our MSAT program here prepares students to be clinically competent, socially conscious, and equity-driven healthcare professionals. We really want to emphasize rigorous academics, immersive clinical experiences that really have hands-on practices, and a foundation of social justice to help our students serve both individual patients and the community at a broader community level as well. MSAT is a part of Antioch's Graduate School of Nursing and Health Professions, which includes at this moment, as of summer 2025, includes us, athletic training, and the allied health program. We will be bringing on numerous nursing programs come January, and then we are also in the process of bringing on a nutrition and dietetics master's degree. So the Graduate School of Nursing and Health Professions is growing. But our mission is to empower students through learner-centered education while advancing justice. We center our work around values like excellence in teaching, inclusive communities, and social engagement. Here you'll find Antioch's diversity statement, but to us, diversity and inclusion are not just ideals, they're commitments that we live by and are really paramount to the fabric of Antioch University. As preceptors, you'll play an important role in modeling that inclusive care, fostering equity, and supporting students as they work with patients from a very diverse background and identities. And so we welcome you to give us some ideas of how we can be more inclusive with your specific sites and patient populations. Here are our program goals. So for our program, we want to focus early on 3 main goals. 1 being developing evidence-based practitioners, 2 is promoting social justice and community engagement, and 3 is encouraging collaborative leadership. Our students are learning not just to treat injuries, but we really want them to think about becoming healthcare advocates and leaders in the next generation as they go out to become certified. Here are our program learning outcomes. So students graduate from our program, we really want them to be ready to provide patient-centered care and be really evidence-based practitioners. We will train them in the classroom to identify health disparities, engage in collaborative care teams, and commit to a lifelong learning structure. But these outcomes guide both our teaching as well as our expectations for clinical experience. So we encourage you and we really want you guys to have these learning outcomes in mind when you're working with our students. We thought it would be helpful for you all to understand kind of get a sense of the students that we are kind of reaching to for Antioch to have them apply and be a part of our program. And so the students that we are looking for, that when they apply to Antioch's MSAT, all of them will hold a bachelor's degree in some sort of allied health field, allied health, kinesiology, exercise science. There's quite a few of them. We also require them to do 50 hours minimum of observation under the direct supervision of a certified athletic trainer. And then they go through a formal interview process just to apply to the program. We intentionally admit students that show a passion and are reflective and are really ready to grow over the 2 years of our program. And so that gives you a sense of the students that we have. And then we wanted you all to have an understanding of how we are going about recruiting for our program. And so we have devised this tiered system to recruit students. And so Antioch and Otterbein University are the founding members of the Coalition for the Common Good. And so our tier 1 recruitment strategy is to recruit students from Otterbein's allied health program. And so those students will be have a priority deadline and will be guaranteed a seat as long as they meet the minimum GPA requirements for Antioch. Our tier 2, though, is we are working with universities across the country and across the state to create affiliation agreements where we can say guaranteed seats for X number of students from X school. We are in the process now of working through those affiliation agreements with certain universities, but that just really helps us get our name out there as well as guarantee students a home here at Antioch through their undergrad program. And then our tier 3 is our general application period. They will have the last window of acceptance, but those are for any other students from any other schools outside of Otterbein and our affiliation agreement schools. And so we just think it's important that you all know this and have an understanding of this. And we're asking you if you have any recommendations of schools that you think might be a good fit for Antioch to create that articulation with, or you have students that you know are looking for master's programs to apply to, please send them our way and let us know if we can help with any information. So at the end of every module through the preceptor training, you'll complete a short quiz. It'll be just a few questions, and it's just to reinforce the key takeaways of that module. This helps ensure that we're all aligned on the goals and the structure of the program before we move on to more detailed topics. So this wraps up module 1. So thank you again for your partnership in training the next generations of athletic trainers. Your role is incredibly valuable to us, and we couldn't do our program, clinical education, without each and every one of you. If you ever have any questions about the specific module or any other module in preceptor training or programmatic in general, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or Dr. Paige Simonello. We're here to support you now and every step throughout the next academic year. Thank you so much.